Dolphins fans, the season hasn't gone according to plan, right? 1-6, not ideal, but the NFL trade deadline is here, and this is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about the Miami Dolphins all season long, and specifically these next 7 days where the NFL trade deadline and the Miami Dolphins, are they going to be selling? Maybe there's a certain quarterback that they might be acquiring. All you have to do to stay in the know is hit that big red button and subscribe to Miami Dolphins Today. How's it going, everybody? Welcome into Miami Dolphins Today. I am your host, RC Maxfield, and you can see the line at the bottom. Of course, we're going to be talking about Deshaun Watson trade rumors, because why wouldn't we at this point? It's the hottest topic right now going on in Miami Dolphins fandom. Wherever you get your information about the Miami Dolphins, this is the hottest topic right now. Let's jump right into it. As today, well, something came out that there might be a deal already done, ? What we know so far, though, Deshaun Watson obviously has requested a trade from Houston earlier this year. It came out about a week ago that serious negotiations have been reported between the Dolphins and Texans, and now it seems like Watson might be only waiving his no-trade clause to come to Miami. There's a lot to unpack here when it comes down to Deshaun Watson, right? Even just leaving out the 22 civil lawsuits going on right now, which is hard to leave out, but let's just focus on the field and football strictly, right? It is difficult to really just keep track of all this new information, but this is what we're going to try and do on today's show. We'll start with Ian Rappaport in this tweet that he had on October 27th. He said that the owner of the Panthers the Panthers in general are not expected to pursue Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. The QB has only waived his no-trade clause for the Dolphins. To me, this just sounds like great leverage for the Dolphins, right? Like, you can go in there and maybe you have an offer that you've already put out there. Maybe you take a little bit back and see, well, you have no other options here, Texans, right? You're the only team competing, it seems like, right now, because Carolina came in a little late, and rightfully so, after the performance Sam Darnold has had with no Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey can hide a lot of flaws, and when you don't have them, well, you get Sam Darnold. But this is really good for the Dolphins in the sense that if you have this leverage, maybe you can keep a pick or two. Maybe you include a player instead of a pick, right? Maybe someone like an Austin Jackson who maybe you give a try for the Texans to, rejuvenate his career, because right now he looks like a bust, but he does have a lot of potential. There's a lot to really unpack in terms of the leverage side of things for the Miami Dolphins, but they do indeed have that now if it is true that Watson will only waive his no-trade clause to come to Miami. But let me hear him real quick. What is your one-word reaction to Miami being the favorites to land Deshaun Watson? And now this has been really known out in the universe, I guess, per se, for a while now, right? Miami has been the favorites, but there have been a couple of teams coming in, maybe even the 49ers, the Carolina Panthers, some other teams that might make a late run. It doesn't seem like they're going to have a chance, as Deshaun Watson does want to be in Miami, and that could go a long way in the leverage department for the Miami Dolphins. It could go a long way for your wallet, going to BetUS, right? Chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Dolphins125 to get the best deposit bonus on the internet today. Listen, you're gambling anyway, right? Sports gambling is the new craze. You're going to do it. Why not get some extra money that you're already going to spend, right? Go deposit $100. They'll give you $125, so on and so forth, right? Chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Dolphins125. Matt, why are you putting a jersey on the screen right now? Can they get a free jersey? They can get a free Wow. You can get a free jersey. All you have to do is go and make your first deposit. It has to be $100 over on BetUS, right? And it's before the end of the month. You have to do it before Halloween. This is a spooky deal, scary good deal, if you ask me. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Dolphins125. And here are the steps to get that free jersey. As I mentioned, chatsports.com/bet. Use Dolphins125 as the promo code. Sign up and deposit at least $100. You'll get that 125% deposit bonus. And then once you take a screenshot, send it to us, jersey@chatsports.com, and you'll get a free jersey. Nobody else is doing that. Send your BetUS account number as well in the email. And listen, want a free jersey? Give it to somebody for the holidays. You're going to bet anyway. You might as well get a free jersey out of it as well. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code Dolphins125. More Deshaun Watson news. This from Tyler Sullivan of CBS Sports on Watson. The compensation in a potential Watson trade between the Dolphins and the Texans has been agreed to. Miami owner Stephen Ross has even approved the trade. But the sticking point is that he wants Watson's legal issues resolved before it's executed. Well, that's just simply not going to happen, Mr. Ross. It's just not. He's got 22 open cases right now, and he's going to have to settle. And listen, Watson does not want to plead guilty on any of this stuff, and I get it. When you settle, that doesn't mean necessarily you're guilty or anything like that, but there's a long way to go in that court side of it. This is what John McClain had to say, because somehow his name got thrown into this, one of the best beat writers in the NFL who covers the Houston Texans. I'm being bombarded with messages saying I've reported a Watson deal to the Dolphins has been agreed upon. I haven't reported that. Nothing's changed since last week. The Dolphins and any other team Watson has approved want the legal issues resolved. That hasn't changed, right? I mean, this is stuff we already knew about Deshaun Watson. I think there's going to be a crazy amount of risk trying to go get a franchise guy when he has 22 civil lawsuits open against him, right? But that's the risk that it seems like the Dolphins are willing to take, and they're in it for the long haul in terms of these Deshaun Watson really just rumors and speculations, right? They want to go get a franchise quarterback. They haven't had one since Dan Marino. Everybody that's watching this video knows that. They have to get a guy because they are built to win now. Don't let that 1-6 record fool you. They are built to win now, but they just have a lot of flaws too. But Deshaun Watson can cover a lot of flaws. When it comes down to it, for me, it's who do you believe more, McClain or Sullivan? I'm definitely going with McClain here because he's a more reputable source, but I do find it interesting that a CBS Sports guy came out and literally said that the deal is agreed upon. We're not talking about, some blog boy or anything like that. We're really talking about CBS Sports over here, right? We're talking about somebody that's supposed to be credible, and he's out here putting this out there. For me, I'm trusting McClain on this. I do think that Miami's the front runner by far, and I think if a deal is going to get done before the trade deadline, it will be for the Dolphins. But to say a deal is done right now is super premature in my opinion. Be honest, though, will Miami actually trade for Watson? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think it's really Miami or bust at this point in terms of during the actual season. Now, when the season's over and a lot more information comes out, maybe a team like Carolina will surface and go and try and get their guy because, listen, Sam Darnold ain't it. I know a lot of people think Tua Tagovailoa ain't it, right? If you have a chance to go get a guy like Deshaun Watson, you take that chance if you've done your homework. It seems like Miami has. I think Miami's going to get this deal done before the deadline. That's just my opinion, but let me know yours down in the comments. We got more from Sullivan, a guy that, again, I don't know if I trust completely, but it's interesting that he's putting all of this out there because, this is the biggest rumor right now regarding the Miami Dolphins. Before a deal is officially made, Ross also wants to find out from Commissioner Roger Goodell if Watson would be suspended under the personal conduct policy, and if so, for how long? This is like a duh situation, right? Like, this is a no-brainer. You want to know if you're going to have that franchise guy that you're trading for because, yeah, Miami's probably not realistically going to make the playoffs, but if you trade for a guy like Deshaun Watson, you're going to want to play right away. And I find it interesting the comments that Roger Goodell had about this whole Deshaun Watson situation. And this is from Jonathan Jones, who had this to say about Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell on Deshaun Watson: we don't have all the access to that information that Houston police have and pride ourselves on not interfering with that. That process is ongoing, and we don't feel we have the necessary information to place him on the exempt list. This is literally PR 101, public relations 101 on how to answer a question without answering a question. Like, this is what they taught me in my first class in PR in college. Like, this is how you do it. Textbook stuff by Roger Goodell. I would expect nothing less, even though I despise the man. But at the same time, tip your cap. That's how you answer a question without really answering a question. What new information did Roger Goodell give anyone there? Nothing. And that is exactly what you're supposed to do in that situation if you are the commissioner of the NFL, because why would you prematurely say something about a situation that's clearly ongoing when a move hasn't even been made yet for this quarterback by the Miami Dolphins? Now, Barry Jackson had this to say about the whole situation with the Dolphins. Will the Dolphins bid against themselves as they did with Rosen or overlook the major legal issues, right? Remember, Josh Rosen, I don't have to remind you guys, not an ideal situation because he's not an ideal quarterback in today's NFL, or really maybe just quarterback in general, right? He's not good. But the biggest question moving forward is, are they willing to make this move with all of the legal stuff? And then also at the same time, who the hell are they even bidding against? Like, that's the thing. If they're bidding against themselves, why are you not just going in there and saying, hey, this is our final offer to the Texans? No one else is bidding for him. The Texans want this headache gone, right? They want this to go to somebody else's, be somebody else's problem, but at the same time, they want fair compensation. If the Miami Dolphins are willing to do that, do the deal. Like, get it over with. Let's start this process, because Miami is firmly entrenched in this in terms of making this deal, and they want it to happen. They want it to happen right now so they can get this process started and see if that suspension comes to fruition. I don't know if it will. It's going to be interesting to find out. But let me hear it one more time before we head out of here. What is your one-word reaction to Miami being the favorites to land Watson? We've known this for a couple weeks, but it seems like it's one team and one team only, right? This is all up to Miami and the Texans in terms of those are the two teams involved, in the sense that, is Watson going to Miami? Is he going to waive that no-trade clause to anywhere else? It doesn't look like it. Let me know your one-word reaction to Miami being the favorites to land a franchise quarterback in Deshaun Watson.